Hello everyone, this is Chris and welcome back to Cosmic Chapter 2. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing something which I've wanted to do for such a long time, and that is come over here and build myself a guardian farm. Now I know there are certain designs out in the community that made super efficient guardian farms. The only problem is that they take up an entire layer of the area, and because I'm going to be building myself a base here, having an entire layer of the farm just won't be as good, which is why I designed my own type of farm, which granted won't be quite as efficient as some of those, but it should be enough to get us the necessary resources to build out our entire base. And speaking of our base, thankfully, because we mined out the monument, we already have a decent amount of building blocks for us to play around with and for us to build this one farm. So yeah, no bother stressing about it, no bother worrying about building this thing. Let's just jump into it and get to work. Oh, and in case you're wondering, for right now, I just want to really focus on the technical aspects of this farm. So in case it doesn't look exactly the prettiest or the best right now, that's kind of intentional right now, because that's not really the focus right now. The focus is to just work on the farm and make it actually function before we make anything look pretty. But don't worry, I will be focusing on the beauty aspect later, after we build the technical stuff. But I am freaking out just a little bit, because the farm has to be built up relatively high, and yeah, the sign I placed all that time ago, and the bamboo and whatever that is, yeah, it might unfortunately have to go. And after an eternity of sand smelting, that took much longer than I'd like to admit, but we finally have the main tank in which most of the Guardians will be spawning in, and yeah, they will obviously be falling down and over and down again, but in between those clips, I had to run back to my starter house to pick up some scaffolding, and in the process, I noticed a little something which definitely caught my eye. And that something is inside of the Nether Hub, and when you first look at it, you might not notice anything. You might notice maybe a few things got built up over there, or maybe there's other things here and there, but what's different is actually on top. Look at this. The entire roof of the Nether Hub is completely missing, and if I'm honest, I have no idea how they managed to do it, or who managed to do it. I mean, actually, I know Evelyn was responsible for this, but I have no idea how he actually was able to mine out an entire chunk of the nether ceiling. And obviously you can't do anything up here, you can't build anything up here, but it's still very weird and very strange that we actually have an access point to the top. And I guess I could call this this Nether Hub probably the most unique one I've ever experienced inside Cosmic. But let's try putting that aside for now and head back to our monument to get back to work on the Guardian farm. And I'm not going to be able to think of anything else now that we have an access point to the roof. I mean, I don't know what we could do with that. I don't know if there's any use to that, but it's still very cool to have. So what we need to do now is we need to build sort of 4 blocks down, because this little area underneath is actually going to be filtering Guardians right down to the center of the farm, and then they'll eventually flow the way right down there. That way we will be far away enough for the Guardians to spawn in more and for them to be consistently killed. But yeah, to do that we need to build this extra little thing which will flow them in and under. And here it is. Here's the thing that'll flow all the Guardians right down into one little spot. And now we need to move on to the incredibly boring task of placing a sign, having the little text thing pop up, and doing it over and over and over again for this entire area. And thank goodness for video editing, otherwise this would be probably the most boring part of any type of episode. And it really wasn't too hard or too complicated or anything like that. It was just very boring. But now that we finished the very boring part of this, we can continue building our way down and down, so that way we can finally start moving the Guardians down and out that way. Oh, and I nearly forgot to tell you this, but I've somehow been signed up from someone to join something called Operation Wee Wendy's. I can't tell you too much of it right now. The details are still very, very vague, and also I've been specifically told not to tell anyone in videos, but I guess what it kind of is sort of a restaurant type war where everyone is supposed to build up their own restaurant and see who comes out on top as the supreme fast food joint place. And I guess, oh, hello zombie. And I guess because I have my own restaurant, the Crispy Shack, I figured I guess I could be part of this. I guess we could see where this goes. So yeah, expect the Crispy Shack to probably return sooner than I thought. Crispy Shack plans aside, we already have the entire main tube finished. So all we gotta do now is pretty much just build out this entire tube heading out this way, about 20 blocks, and build a Trident Killer at the end. And I gotta say, we are getting this done so much faster than I originally thought we would. I mean, at first I thought this was gonna take maybe 10-15 minutes at least to finish up this entire thing, but we might even get it done much sooner than that. I mean, we are going at pretty much breakneck speed, which is pretty awesome, but also a little bit worrying because I don't know what else I would do for the rest of the episode. Maybe what I could do then is at least make a start on the actual base design. I don't have a full design, but I think we could potentially just actually start working on it. Well, whether I start working on it in this episode or not, I'll at least be doing it with a brand new and very rare type of head. Yeah, I just got this one type of a spider head, which is kind of cool. I know I said before it was going to be a very ugly build, but it's not as bad as I thought. But yeah, now what we need to do is to just head back down here and put in the Trident Killer, which shouldn't be too hard. I think I have it memorized down relatively well. So what we gotta do is we gotta place a couple pistons on every other side. So one there, we gotta actually mine ourselves down a little bit. We gotta place one right here, one here, and then the other one right here. And now what we need is our droppers, and I think, do they go right next to them, or I think they go like this. I just said I had it memorized down, but I can't remember. Do they go on this level, or is it a different level? Yep, it was a different level. I completely messed up, and I just had to look at the design in a different world. So what we need to do on the level with the pistons is to just place in some normal solid blocks right around here, because I can't remember exactly why, but I think it's because so the redstone signal can go its way up, and then we place the droppers right there, here, and here. Then what we do is we get our observers, and I think we place them just right on the side of the droppers. So we do that on every single side until I mess it up, just like that. We do it like this, yeah, like that. We place it like that, and then we do the last one like that, and then we just fill in the rest with blocks. And then I think, for the most part, this is pretty much the entire Trident Killer all done. So what we need to add now is just a little area for the XP to simmer its way through, and then we need to actually get the Trident in there. So what we should probably do is dig down just a little bit, probably not that far. We should probably pull ourselves up, but then we can just fling the Trident in there. And a while ago, I actually got a pretty broken up Trident. I can't remember where I got it from, but thankfully I didn't throw it away. So now we can just use it in here, and then we can just use this, and let's give it a test. Let's make sure it actually works. And ooh, is that a good sign or a bad sign? What if I flick it again? That's looking more promising. That's looking much more promising. And I think just for now, we're gonna have just a single little chest linked up to a hopper minecart underneath it. We will definitely build a much bigger and better sorting system later on down the road, but I think for now this'll do. And I think now the only thing we have left to do really is to just place in the water. And in case you're wondering, I haven't filled in all this water with air. Thankfully I've not seen any guardians or too many guardians underneath here, so it shouldn't affect the farm too much, but yeah, future project. So what we gotta do is we gotta place our water right up here, and the way it'll work is those water sources should be enough to link all the way down there, because every drop down is about 7 blocks minus the last one. And if I did it correctly, it should stop there. Yeah, it stopped right there, so all of them will just flow down there and yeah, get killed. I could just work my way all the way around, but I think this is a much better and more fun way to get my way up here. So yeah, now we could do the flowing water bits leading down, so then they will get trapped its way down there. And before that, we should probably fill in this little area. And yeah, this should be just as simple as the ones down below, where just one single source block on the very back wall should be enough to link its way all the way down there. And yeah, with that last one, it should be good. And do I get sources? No, unfortunately not. So gonna have to come back down here and pick up some more water, which is fine, because I could always come back down here and always go back up using the good old shrine trick. Oh, wait a minute, did I see... Hold on a second, did I... Yeah, they're already spawning. They are already spawning way down here, and I should probably be careful not get blasted by the lasers, but yeah, even when all the water isn't in here, this farm is already producing what look to be quite a substantial amount of guardians down there. You know what? Let's actually come over here and give this thing a little bit of a test. Now, it's gonna be a little bit loud with the guardian noises and with the trident noises, but this should hopefully, if we start seeing XP going into this pickaxe, it should see that it actually is working. Gonna have to be careful with the lasers a little bit, but yeah, it looks like it's actually going in. You can see the pickaxe going down and up, which I think means that the XP is actually heading its way right into the pickaxe. And look at that, there's already even more coming in right now. If this doesn't prove that I am an absolute genius, and honestly, I haven't a clue what will. But back onto the water placing, a good thing about these signs is that they actually act sort of like a full block, which means that we don't have to worry about any types of trickery or anything like that. We could just place our water right on top of it, and yeah, they will basically act like full solid blocks, and we can keep placing water in over and over again because we keep getting these sources, so we don't have to go all the way back down and all the way up, which was fun, honestly, but it makes it much easier and much quicker doing it this way. Now that we have this layer of water, you might be thinking, how are we actually going to fill in this entire thing? Because the water can act as full blocks, and as it turns out, it actually can, because if we place down our water like this, and if it actually flows over, hold on one sec. It didn't make a source block, huh? I could have sworn it did. Okay, I guess we can take water here, but yeah, if we place it down here, then we can see, yeah, we get more infinite water up here. So this should hopefully work for the entire way up. Even if it's going to be just a little bit tricky, it's not going to be as tricky as what some people might assume it might be. And after plenty of water bucket placing, we finally have this entire top tank done. And one good thing I didn't notice when building it is that the sign we placed all that time ago was actually high enough so that it missed having to get knocked out. So I think for now I'm gonna block myself in here for just a little bit and go AFK for probably an hour or two, just to see what kind of rates we actually get, because I am widely curious. I know it's not going to be quite as efficient as some of those other types of farms we have in the community, but I'm just curious. So I will see you in a little bit. A couple hours later, I am completely deafened. I have 25 levels more, and thank goodness we could turn that off. But yeah, let's check out and see how many. Oh, okay. Okay, we got ourselves a guardian head, which is pretty cool, and a decent amount of other drops and fish. And yeah, I knew this farm wasn't going to be the most efficient one, but you know what? For a farm I designed, I'm pretty happy with this. And I know I said I was considering starting to work on the base in this episode if we had time, but I think starting it right now and doing just a small bit of work is is a little bit weird, so I'm considering ending the episode here, and in between episodes, I'm going to be doing as much AFKing as I possibly can so we can, yeah, actually get to work building this thing. And oh, great, there's some rain. There's just what I needed to go riptiding. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some AFKings, get more drops, and there's a weird pathway. But yeah, I'll do what I can, see if we can get enough, and I don't know if it'll be next episode, but at some point in the future, we can finally actually start designing out a pretty epic looking base. So yeah, look forward to that whenever that happens. But for now, that's pretty much all I have for you. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.